Hi, I'm Daniel and this is Ashville. In this video, we're going to show you the delivery of my new office and the full refurbishment. Woo-hoo! New office! Nice. We have to do a lot of work before this container arrives. We have to move the old one, we have to disconnect all the scaffold, we've got to move loads of equipment from up there, we have to disconnect the electrics, we have to make sure they're safe. Not a lot of space, we need to work it out. The truck's going to arrive with the office, drive past, go into the yard over there and drop the 32 by 10 foot office. Then it's going to come back here, it's going to load this onto the truck. It's going to drive into the yard and drop this in front of the new Ashville sign, just outside the gym. Then it's going to go back and collect the container, the 30 foot by 10 foot, then come back here, drive alongside, and then lift this into position. This is disconnected, the area here is clear, we've swept where the other container's going, so we're ready for action, we're just waiting for the delivery. Woo-hoo! New office! Here's the plan. We don't want to block up the road because we've got the lorries going in and out. So we've pulled into this main yard. We're going to put the legs down as far as we can and we're going to try and reach this container from here. We're going to lift it over the top and we're going to try to drop it here. That's the plan anyway. As soon as it lifts slightly, we have to push it away from the scaffold because the scaffold's very close to it. Now it's not welded down, but we still need to push it away because it's tucked in here very nicely. We're doing another adjustment on the chains. We're going to take another 10 links off each one to make sure that we get it exactly where it needs to be. What you can see here is attaching a tagline. So that's when it's really high in the air, we've got something to hold on to and guide it into its position where it's going. Whoa! Everything's disconnected, there's nothing above. I'm not going to put any tension on here. We're just spinning the container on the air because we need the door to be at the front, so we're going to spin it here and then start to lift it over. Okay, well, we've got this in place. Now's the hard part. We've got to go and collect the container from the other yard, bring that one here and then get that up there. We have to nose it in here and then get it round that lamppost, which is going to be really tight. So we're trying to pull the nose in this way. My new office is in its final resting place. Let's go and see how much it's hanging over by. It only hangs over by a little bit. I'm not going to put any steel work here. It is staying exactly how it is, and we're going to start the refurbishment inside. I am very happy with my new office. Nice. Thinking about the tough year it's been and all the restrictions now being lifted, I'm really looking forward to doing some traveling.
Operating several businesses is never easy. There's so many things I need to stay on top of. There's so many fires to put out and new clients to respond to. If only there was a way to take the tools I need with me to run my business so it'd be like I never left. I would check emails and departures, browse and buy kit for the video team on the plane, pay invoices while I'm chilling in the pool, check out new site plans, catch up on some reading, do video conference calls in the villa. Might even have time to kick back and watch a movie on the plane. The Dell Attitude gives me the freedom to create, run my business, and live my best organized life.
Mate, you need to come out here. Something's happened to LX60.
Whether you're an entrepreneur or a student, if you're looking for a light, fast, reliable laptop, click on the link in the description to check out the full Dell range. Right, we need a whole new floor in here, but I'm not worried about that as long as it's watertight. Let's see if we can open the window. Oh, nice little locks. Hello, Mikey. I didn't pay a lot of money for this. This was relatively cheap. I just wanted the outer shell because I'm going to completely refurbish this and make a space where I can be a lot more comfortable, have space and hold any meetings which I need to have. Another bit of space. I think I'll probably take that wall down. Oh, got another window. Windows are secured, you can lock them at night. We need to run new electrics in here, new fuse boards, new lighting. I need a toilet, kitchen. There's a lot of work to do, but we bought it for this project. So I'm really excited, looking forward to this. Very pleased with it. So the demo, we completely stripped everything out, all the electrics, all the pipe work, everything is gone, and enabled us to see the shell. Really happy with it. This shell has a very limited amount of rust. It looks really good. So there's only a few small holes what you can see. We don't actually need to weld them. What we're going to do is we're just going to seal them with CT1 or silicone on the inside. So we started the insulation works. We ran some timber on the floor and we've put this 50mm insulation on the floor. So the 50mm insulation is throughout. Then we've got a damp-proof membrane. Then we've gone with 22mm moisture-resistant chipboard. That's going to be my floor base. Now, a lot of people say, oh, this is a container. Why are you doing so much? Our containers are going to be painted black. So having 50mm insulation on the floor, 50mm insulation on the walls, and having 100mm on the roof will make it feel a lot more comfortable here. It will be warmer in winter, and it will be cooler in the summer. I know that sounds back to front. When somewhere is properly insulated, that's how it feels. Also, we'll be able to save a lot on our energy bills because I'm gonna have full air conditioning in here. And a lot of people mistake air conditioning. They think, oh, air conditioning is just for when it's cold. No, air conditioning is also used as a form of heating, which once you put it in is a lot cheaper than running electric radiators or a gas central heating system. Externally, we're going to start to prepare this. We don't just paint this. We need to give it a jet wash, take off all the loose bits. It's going to need some filling and sanding and prepping. While the container looked ugly, the shell of it is very strong. So it has great structural integrity. That's why we got a cheap one, so I could make it into what I want it to be. On the underside here, we're going to put a bit of marine ply, so this is completely covered, and then we can paint it and seal it, because obviously when you're here you don't want to be looking up at insulation. So we've got the acros in place to hold it. Once it's there, we're going to drill through, put it in place, decorate it, good to go.
be more or less like that.
Yeah, okay.
Put some 4x2 on the bottom and create like a plinth.
So it looks like it's floating.
Yes.
Cool, yeah. And we'll stick an LED underneath, yep. Nice. That's it's an A. The plan has definitely taken shape. The boys are still carrying on with the timber 4x2 work over here. Because this part of it is not going to be supported at all, we're going to put a piece of steel here to hold all the weight and then bolt all the timber to that. You can see this U-shaped section here. This will fit on the A and this will support all the weight. We made this from bits and pieces we had left from jobs. So put it all together, Noel's welded it and made it nice and strong. Started putting ply on these walls. These sockets and stuff you can see up here, this is because the television that's in my main office at the moment with the cameras, that is going to go here, then there's going to be another television there. We went and grabbed a load of stuff that we've been storing, like speakers from our old shop in Kings Road from many years ago. The toilet that's going to be going in is a Rocker W&W unit. That was again from our showroom in Kings Road. So everything which we can reuse, we are reusing. And once the ply is done, we're then going to put plasterboard on the walls here as well. And I've decided that the walls in here are going to be wallpapered. I think that's the best way for me to have a textured effect. %90 of the walls are closed. The walls aren't closed over here because that's where the kitchen is going and this is where all the cables are running. So we're going to have all our electrical equipment in one of the kitchen units here. But the fact that the walls were done meant we had a firm fixing for the suspended ceiling. And you can see the boys taping all the joints as well. Simon's over there going around now, just taking off the excess bits of expanding foam. Right, so we have 2 coats on here already and we have 1 on the ceiling and 1 on the other wall. You need 3 coats in total. When you've put all of the Venetian plaster on here, you let it dry, and then the way I want it to look, I want it to be very shiny. I want it to really stand out. So you have to apply wax to it, and then you have to use a machine and a cloth and kind of buff it like you would a car. And here we have an LED light feature, what is going there also, which I have. I'll show you this if I look down from this end. This is a profile which we have bought, which fits directly on the wall here, and then you fit your LED lighting on the inside of it. We wanted to keep it nice and simple here. It's only my office. I want the lighting more than the decor effect of it. It's just a bit of ambiance what's gonna light the ceiling. However, the polished plaster is gonna come down to this. So this is the natural divide in the wall, and then we're gonna have the wallpaper underneath. In my bathroom, sliding door in place, we have ply on all the walls. Now on the wall behind the shower, we put 2 bits of moisture resistant MDF. That's because previously we were using bits and pieces of ply and it looked like a bit of a jigsaw that we fitted together. So to make sure it was level, because we're gonna have lino on all of these walls, we put on top the moisture resistant MDF. All our pipe work is in the wall already. I have a shower mixer here. I have a handheld mixer. The waste of my shower tray is being connected as we speak. On this side, we have temporarily fitted the rocker W&W unit so we can get the pipe work right. But this has to come back off the wall, because when we put the lino on the walls and seal it in the corners, we will then put this toilet back on afterwards. I have an extractor fan. I have a shaver socket, which is going in the bespoke cupboard we're going to build here. There are a number of ways of doing the kitchen, but we've done this kitchen half bespoke and half off the shelf. So the units, we bought carcasses, standard carcasses. We altered the standard carcasses to make them the size that we wanted them. And then we're making our own doors. So Bartek has already cut moisture resistant MDF 18 mil. These are the doors we're going to be using. Now we want them to be like this. So this is one from a supplier, this is a sample. The reason we made the doors ourselves, because I want them in black, and everybody who told me they did black doors, they didn't actually do black, they did a very, very dark gray. Well, I know what I want. Yeah, I want it in black, like everything else. So we are now gonna router the top of these. If you look down this is what you call a J profile. So we have bought this router bit, and we're gonna use this with our Festool equipment here to cut the top of these to create this J profile. Then we're gonna send this off to be sprayed. The wall is completely closed up and plastered in my kitchen. First fix of plumbing and electric is done. We are ready to put the carcasses in place. These are the cables running from all over the office. We have data, we have power. So the televisions are all gonna run back to this central point. My Ethernet switcher, patch panel, everything will sit in here. And I have a couple of sockets here for power, and I have a water dispenser going over there. Of course, had to order it specially in black. My desk is in the position where it's going to stay, but it's not connected fully because we have to take it back off when we wallpaper the wall. But this is more or less how the desk is going to be. Now we've taken a template of the glass from the top of the desk, and I'm going to have a piece of black glass made to go on top. I prefer to work on top of the glass as opposed to the MDF because of the finish of it. We are waiting for the decorators. Before we can do anything on these walls, we need this wallpapered, but we tried to do as much dirty stuff as we can before the wallpaper had to go on. Hence the reason we painted the skirting now, because we didn't want to have to tape the top of it to protect it. No doubt we will need to give it a final coat, because when we start to move furniture in here and people start kicking it, it's obviously going to make it dirty. But it makes it a lot easier if you get quite a bit on it now. The decision was made that we were going to go with black for the skirtings, because when we saw how the sockets and plugs were looking on the polished plaster, we decided to go with black with everything else because the kitchen was black, and I am happy with my decision. The kitchen units are completely on. We're just waiting for the worktop, but having a look at everything, I'm very pleased with how it's going. The worktop has been cut, as you have seen, with the lovely montage that we put together. But we had to do some work here. We had to build up this area so we could support the back of the worktop, and there's a few other things that we need to do. JL Stone getting on well with the install. You can see they made me my special little Ashville A here, what I'm loving. This worktop is made from a quartz, and they've made this up from 2 types of glue and a hardener. So this is like a resin, what they're using to fit everything together. Really excited about the worktop, looking really good. These are the same guys who worked with us at Fernhead Road. So if you click here to watch that video, the 3 apartments that we created from one single dwelling. If you haven't watched that video, go and watch it now. Sockets and switches are going on. I love how the black stands out on the walls, but then blends in again because we have the black skirting with the black sprayed speakers. Now, no matter how you build something, structural integrity, no matter what you do, once everything's closed, you can't see that, you kind of forget about it. It's all about the finishing. Now, finishing around these windows isn't easy. We have a build-up of ply and plasterboard, then we have the wallpaper here. So thinking of a way to close this nicely and to finish it, it hasn't been a challenge, but we had to get it right. What we're doing, we're using this angle. We're cutting it to size and we're mitering it, and we're using it because it closes off the side profile and acts like architrave around this, and then we're going to paint this black so it matches the skirting. In doing this, it means we solve about 3 or 4 problems at the same time and gives a fantastic and precise finish. So Marek has cut all of these to size now, and what he's doing is painting them. Let them dry, then we'll put them on, and then we'll do touch-ups at the end. Simon has just finished this load of terminating Cat 5 into these RJ 45 points, and he's doing a couple more over here. Next, he's going to move on to, there's a small Ventaxia system I put there. After that, the LEDs will be connected, and then we'll start putting the TVs on, courtesy of High Life and Southern Grove. Thank God it hasn't rained. My desk is outside. We've done the base coat, and we've done some more filling and sanding. That's beginning to look the part. On this side, it looks pretty rough, but that doesn't matter because that side's going to be up against the wall when it's connected. So we're going to give it another sand and we're going to give it another coat. Then we're going to bring it inside and do the final coat of black inside. The first coat of black paint is on my desk. Robert said he's going to give it another coat. Once that is done, we're going to use the same polished plaster off the walls, and we're going to do that on the front of the A here. Now I'm getting really excited. In the bathroom, the other side of the sliding door, there are 2 coats of paint on it, but the decorator who's in there, he can't come out of the bathroom because he's just painted it. And if he moves the door, then the draft excluder on the sliding system is going to take all the paint off. So he's basically just painted the door and now he's just sat on the toilet doing nothing. Couldn't help myself, the YouTube plaque is on the wall. My speaker is now sprayed and fitted. Also, on the wall here, I have fitted my commercial motor piece, the same one that I gave to my mum in a previous Ashville weekly video. I think it was episode 23. Click here to watch that video. Simon has been working on terminating all the data cables, and you can see this patch panel. So we've got a patch panel that we can actually bolt to the front of the cupboard, and we're building some shelving within the cupboard, but we've built some shelving with drawer runners on either side so we can pull the shelves in and out. So on the bottom shelf, we're gonna put my amplifier, then we're gonna put my Control 4 HC800 and whatever other equipment we're gonna have, we're gonna put it all in this cupboard, and we're just gonna work out some ventilation. Within the cupboard, we've only made 1 double socket because we are going to plug this distribution board into it, and then we're going to mount this so it's a lot easier to connect power. This also has surge protection, which is a lot healthier for all the electronical equipment. Putting a large LED light outside somewhere up here, that is going to light this entire area, because when it's dark here, you need to see where you're walking. Also, my CCTV camera is here as well. This camera used to be white, but I got the boys to spray it as well, so it fits in nicely with the container. My Cisco switcher arrived today, what is a 24 port. The patch panel has gone in and the Cisco switcher is going underneath, and we're going to start connecting up, getting the data working. These are the parts of a build when the detail goes into place. You need these small details to be right so it looks fantastic when I'm in here. A lot of people probably think this is a bit excessive for an office, but I need a space like this because it separates me from everything that's going on operationally, and I need to think freely. I spend so much time at work. I need an environment where I feel comfortable, where I'm happy, where I can be creative, and somewhere where I want to be. So I've punished myself enough with my tiny little office up there. Thankfully, it's time for the upgrade. We have the dimmers next to my desk. My Ventaxia unit is here. This basically brings fresh air into the room. It doesn't do anything, sucks fresh air from outside, brings it into the room. That's just in case I have all the windows in here closed and the air conditioning isn't on. There are 2 parts left in my office to finish. That's the air conditioning and around the window by the splashback in the kitchen. Now, ECS are here today. Check out ECS and Vino Magna, my good friend Craig. And they have actually sprayed the outdoor unit in black for me. So Craig was able to get me an indoor unit, which is black. It came that way, but the unit originally would have looked like this, and they've taken it apart and sprayed it, and I have a black unit to go outside because I like all things in Ashville black. Nice is that? Unit is already on the wall, and they're just finishing off their prep work outside for them to hang the outdoor unit. Thank goodness it'll be nice and cool in here. Now, if you remember earlier, I showed you the way we insulated the entire container. Now, it doesn't get sweltering hot in here, but it's just a little bit uncomfortable. However, if we didn't have all the insulation we put in, it would be unbearable. With all the insulation, the U values in here will be great, And then with this as well, I will be extremely comfortable. This is the stainless steel trim. We are going to paint that black and we are going to fit it around this area to completely finish nicely around the window. Finally, we're getting there. The day has finally arrived. My office is complete. Come inside. Not sure where to start, guys, but hopefully now you can see how the polished concrete now sits with the wallpapered walls and all my lighting features which are in place. You can see all my black sockets, and if you have a look at this, this is my black water dispenser. Do you know how hard it is to find one of those? I have a matte black coffee maker. The kitchen area is been finished completely. I've even bought myself some matte black soap dispensers. I have one here and one in the bathroom, and I have my little jars here for tea, sugar, and coffee. You will see my chairs here. My boardroom table is being made as we speak, but that doesn't mean that I can't use my office. These chairs I feel are fantastic. Again, we've gone for a complete matte black finish. Now this sofa here is actually the sofa that was at my house. Lovely sofa, very strong, and it fit perfectly. And I thought to myself, it's sitting in the office at my house. I may as well bring it here because I'm not going spending money going buying a new sofa. The air condition is complete and keeping me very cool. Like we say, the black unit, and we have the outdoor black unit. I'm waiting for the new QPR kits to be framed, signed, and they're gonna be on the wall. My desk, the labor of love that it was, is now finally complete, and I'm so happy with it. So we finished it with the polished plaster on the front, the same as the ceiling, and we've painted all the other areas in black so the polished plaster stands out. We have our glass fitted on top, which I've already managed to make dirty. Now the bracket which holds the screens in place, I'm waiting for my second screen from Dell. The first one is here and I'm using that. And within this A, we created the power and we ran the cables already. So my computer is underneath plugged in, we have nothing on show. On my televisions on the wall, I use this one 100% of the time for CCTV. And this I use to try to keep up with the news. And on this one, I can share the screens of the other computers here. So in the video editor office, if they'd like to show me something, they could drop me a quick WhatsApp, screen share here, and I can watch the videos here on the local network. So it's making everything here a lot more efficient. I've even gone to the extent on the back of the door, I have matte black coat hangers. And on the floor, I also bought a matte black doorstop because this is protecting my television, because I gave my television a couple of knocks already and I had to touch up the door. But don't move away from the television, because remember my boardroom table will be over here, so we have the television on a bracket. So this television can move around. I could turn this television to also face my desk, or I could pull it out even more and this could face everyone on the boardroom table. Let's put this back. This office is sort of like a rose in a thorn bush. So this is my new place where I can entertain, I can build new relationships, I can solidify existing ones, and now people will be a little bit more comfortable with my lovely XL black doormat. When you come into the office, if you would like, you can kick off your shoes, you can walk around here, everything is nice and clean. Speaking of clean, let me show you the bathroom. Bathroom all done and complete. My sliding door and door frame painted in black. I showed you before, the lino is now on all the walls. We've painted the ceiling white, and my bespoke mirrored cabinet is in as well. Just waiting for the glass shelves there. My shower area is complete. I haven't actually used the shower yet. I'm going to. I ordered myself a black toilet roll holder and a black toilet toilet brush, yes, can't help it, OCD. I figure there's so much time gone into what I'm doing here, I may as well go the extra mile. Of course, I ordered some black towels here. The towel radiator is not on at the moment, but it is an electric one. So we have a heating element in it and fluid. So when it gets a little bit colder, we can turn that on to keep myself warm. I have a 5.1 surround sound system in here. Now, I know everybody wants to know about costs, so I'm gonna share them with you. I'm gonna go through a few of the bits here, but I wanna say a lot of people have looked after me on this project. As I'm next to the kitchen, I'm gonna start with JR Stone. So JR Stone have been really good to me, and they helped me out with this lovely stone worktop splashback, and they even routed Ashville into it here, which I'm very thankful for, and it has really helped us with keeping costs low. Now I have Control 4 in here. So I have a HC800 controlling everything, which we already had from our showroom in Kings Road. However, Control 4 have taken a bit of pity on me, and they see it that maybe I should have a bit of an upgrade. What's powering the speakers and subwoofer and giving us the display on the second television over there is my Onkya amplifier. Now, once again, this amplifier is from the showroom in Chelsea. I already had it in storage. I did not pay for it. So all the stuff that we've been storing, and everybody says I'm a hoarder and I never want to get rid of anything, we were able to reuse all of it. Courtesy of Dell, I have my screen for my computer. The bespoke A that you can see on my desk, that is from my previous desk. I've had that for many years. It was one of the things I made, and everybody turned around and said, why are you spending money on something like that? You've got one employee, that's cost you a couple of £100, and I still have it 15, 16 years later. The wallpaper was supplied by Lux Casa in Scotland, my mate Johnny, and the polished plaster, we bought the polished plaster ourselves in tubs. I think the tubs were something like £120 each. In total, we bought 3 tubs. Our other materials, what we used here were insulation, timber, ply, plasterboard, your basic cabling, your basic construction materials. The cabinet we built ourselves with moisture resistant MDF. We painted it ourselves in-house, and we had some mirrors made, which we used mirror adhesive for and stuck the doors on. The shower tray was about 80 quid. The shower head and the shower mixer, they as well were from our showroom in Kings Road. I didn't pay for those. The toilet you can see here, which is a Rocker W&W unit, that also came from the shop in Kings Road, and the tap that's on it, so I didn't pay for that either. However, in the kitchen, I didn't have a black sink and I didn't have a black tap, so we had to purchase these. A lot of people don't know this, but because of the developments we do, we're actually Siemens dealers also. So we were able to use our trade discount on a special rate because it was in-house, it wasn't a development, this is not something we're making money on. And my 450 compact dishwasher and my fridge here, we had to pay for it, but we were definitely looked after by Siemens as well. The container itself and delivery cost me about 1,700 quid. The main cost here for me, guys, was the labor. As you can see, it took a lot of man hours. There were many stages it took to get this right. Yes, I could have done it quicker, but I feel that a container like this, if we're to move yards or I want this moved, at any point whatsoever, I can lift this container up. This container, I can keep it forever. Like the other containers, the offices you've seen, I have had those for about 11 years. I wanted to do it right and get it right the first time, and I am so happy with the end result. And this is now somewhere that I can have a bit of space to myself. At least with a space like this, if I need to put my head down for 2 or 3 hours, I don't need to go all the way home, lie down for 1 minute, get up and come back. This just gives me flexibility, and it gives me a lot more comfort in the workplace, which is what I need with the hours I spend working. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about my new office. Let me know what you think about the way I've designed it. Let me know what you think I should have done differently, and let us know what other videos you'd like to see. Thanks for watching. Click here for the Ashville website. Click here to subscribe to our channel. Click here to see a property development showcase of a £100 million build of student accommodation, and click here to see the restoration of our road sweeper. And I'm going to go in my office and do some work, my lovely new office.